So today we took a beautiful drive through the country and headed over to my favorite garden center, Abernethy and Spencer. Abernethy and Spencer is just incredible. It is a very old historic garden center, and the new owners just recently restored this glass, I guess you would call it a glass house type of greenhouse. They restored it completely to its original structure and then have made it this incredible space for plants, unique plants, as the one that I found here that I'll tell you more about in a little bit. Let me know if you've ever seen this particular vine. It's a really special plant. But I just love this garden center. They have everything. I think they have 10 or more large greenhouse spaces, hoop houses. They grow things by seed. They're just one-stop all. Shrubs, everything you can imagine. And I loved seeing some of their holiday gift items. Oh, I put these Milwaukee pruners, clippers on my wish list. They're expensive, so they would definitely need to stay inside when not in use. But you can see a little bit of all their stone. I was looking for a container. I have a spot where I want a new one, and I think they're going to do a special order for me. So next, we went into this large greenhouse full of houseplants and tropical plants. It was so nice on a kind of chilly, overcast day. So of course, they had in some poinsettias, but then they are just filled with unique houseplants, just so many different varieties of things that I had not seen before. You could definitely fill up some items to gift a plant lover or to fill your home for winter enjoyment. So as I walked through, I spotted that vine that I saw earlier, and it is a bleeding heart vine. And you can see they had some cuttings that they have potted up, and I was a little bit excited about this, so you'll have to hang on to see if I grabbed one. But really unique vine. I'll tell you more about it later. So just enjoyed a beautiful time walking through this space and looking at all the incredible plants. I did fill up a cart with a few items, and I will bring those home today. Look at this mandevilla. It's a peach color. It's not for sale. It's incredible. They have a wonderful little potting shed where you can actually purchase pots and then the plants and pot them up right there. So here's a little sneak peek of what we're going to work on today. Some beautiful things, some tulips in the bag, and yes, I got the bleeding heart plant. So let's head back home and get started getting these beautiful things into the garden.
All right, well, I just got back from our trip that I just showed you. It was such a fun morning, and I've just unloaded everything. And I thought while the sun is coming out, the rain is clearing, oh my gosh, it feels so gorgeous out here. I thought we would go ahead and get the containers planted. I bought some beautiful tulips at the garden center, and I got an entire tray of violas for $5, a flat, excuse me, not a tray, a flat of violas. Now I prefer violas because they actually will withstand the winter, they'll grow, they do really well here, and I'm gonna plant them on top of the tulips so that the tulips will come up through and it'll just be a beautiful show. So I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of our journey today and just out in our gorgeous countryside. It is just farmland west of us, and it's so beautiful. It was a gorgeous drive, and it was so fun to go to the garden center. So I also picked up 2 houseplants that are amazing. One is an indoor houseplant in the winter, and I'll be able to bring it outside. So for now, why don't we start down at the patio? We'll get those containers all set, and then I'm going to show you the 2 gorgeous houseplants I got, because one of them I had never seen or heard of before. All right, let's turn around and let's get going. Okay, so I got these containers all cleaned out. I do need to remove some more of this soil. What I'm gonna do is go get my shovel. I'm gonna empty this so that I can put more soil in here. I'm gonna bring down some new soil to address everything up with, but I wanted to show you these gorgeous violas. This is a beautiful, kind of deep crimson red. You can see the new buds, and these are so healthy. So I got the entire flat for $5. This is from the garden center that we visited, and they just have amazing plants. They were normally $3 a piece. So absolute great deal. So glad I waited to get them, and they're really, really gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna go get the rest of my supplies. We're gonna add tulips to these and some hyacinths, and then the pansies on top. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous this spring. Okay, so at the garden center today, I got two kinds of tulips, a salmon Van Eyck, I'm not sure how you say it, and a kind of chestnut colored. It was called SLAWA. I'm gonna look it up so I can show you a picture of it. But I'm just gonna split the order and we're just gonna mix them. So I think I can do 5 in each. The chestnut colored, and then I also got some Gypsy Queen hyacinths, and they are in a peachy color. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna plant those at the same depth. All right, so let me get the tulips in first. You always want to make sure your tulips are pointy side up. And I am doing them kind of in a row. I think that's just the way it's going to be in this container. And then what I'll do is I can plant pansies in the back and in the front. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of soil, and then I'm just going to dot in the hyacinths, because I only have a few. And I'm going to reuse the soil with the roots that were in the container. It will all just break down. I will top dress maybe with some other soil, but there's nothing wrong with using this. All right, and now let's go ahead and add our pansies. And I'm sure I'm going to have extra. So whatever we have extra, I will put in other containers. I'll scoop that out just a little. All right, everybody. Well, I got these tulips and pansies in the ground. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with these containers over the winter. And, you know, just visiting that local garden center today, I didn't even have this in mind, but for $5, I couldn't resist. And the tulips that I got are just going to be beautiful. I'm hoping the squirrels don't bother this. I may have to make a nest with either branches or some chicken wire. If you watch my videos, you know my squirrels are fat and happy, and they dig and dig and dig. But we will keep an eye on that. But they turned out beautiful. So these containers are actually window boxes. When we first moved in our house, I ordered them for our front porch, and unfortunately they just didn't fit and work, even though I had measured. So I decided they would be perfect here, and I've enjoyed them now for 4 years. I give them a little paint job, and they're just a sweet little accent. I would love to upgrade this spring to some concrete containers that are more permanent. So I've got my eye out for those. Sometimes they pop up on Facebook Marketplace. So let me show you these up close. And then as soon as my mom arrives with my potting mix, I want to show you those gorgeous house plants and we'll get those potted up. There is one that's an indoor-outdoor plant, meaning it needs to come inside for the winter, and it is so unique. I can't wait to show it to you. Okay, so while I was at the garden center today, I think I showed you some video clips of going into the big greenhouse where they have houseplants and tropicals. Well, they had this incredible tropical plant that I have never heard of. It is called a bleeding heart vine. It is fast growing, so we're going to see. It was growing in a big container. I will need to get a indoor like trellis for it. The beauty of this is you can grow it inside in the winter, so I will have to bring it in every year. You can also maintain it by cutting it back a little bit. It needs to be in bright, bright sun. So actually in my home office, it gets full sun. I can also add a grow light to a lamp if I need to. But I wanted to show you up close these beautiful little blooms. Now this one is not open fully yet, so it will get a full cascade of these little bleeding heart blooms. I just think they're so, so sweet and it's so unique. And then what I can do in the, after the first frost, bring it outside and I can put it in a container, let it kind of grow and then bring it back in the winter. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to get that one potted up. And then I love snake plants. And I thought this one was so unique for the colors. I'm hoping it will show up on camera. Let me get in close so you can see. It's a sage green. So this one is a Sansevieria snake plant and it's pale green white. It's of course low maintenance. And what's interesting about this one is it gets really dark on the edges, but then it gets this beautiful sage color. So I'm going to put this one in a blue container. This one will of course stay indoors. You could bring it out in the summertime. But I'm just going to get these potted up really quick before the sun's about to set here, get them inside where they'll be nice and warm. And that's going to do it for today. I will show you the pots after they're done. And I just want to thank you so much for joining me today. It was an incredibly gorgeous fall day. Just loved getting to go visit the garden center, take a drive through the country, come back and pot up those containers by a warm fire pit and just spend some time getting these new house plants added. I hope to show you my office soon. I'm rearranging it and I'm going to have an area full of plants for winter interest and winter joy inside. So I'll try to show you that real soon. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great day.